Okay, a little trivia because it's fun and you all like chocolate. So, what's there not to like? February 23rd. Hi, Yvonne. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
On the morning of February 19th. Why is this on February 23rd? Okay, I guess we're building up to it. 1945, some 70,000 U.S. Marines began to swarm onto a tiny island in the Northwest Pacific. The island's name means Sulphur Island in Japanese. 21,000 Japanese defenders lay waiting for them, burrowed in volcanic rock in hundreds of underground fortifications. I'm going to do something different today. I'm going to say, if you think you know the answer to the trivia question, you can put up your hand already. The Japanese plan was simple. Fight to the death. The goal of each defender, kill 10 Americans before being killed. Oof. On the southern tip of the island stood Mount Suribachi, a 555-foot volcano. From its flanks, Japanese guns crisscrossed the island with deadly fire. With bullets and shells screeching around them, wave after wave of Marines hit the beach. I just didn't see how anybody could live through such heavy barrages, one officer remembered. The Americans rarely saw their hidden enemy, while the Japanese had every U.S. soldier in their sights. The Marines fought forward, inch by inch. On the morning of February 23rd, 1945, U.S. troops all over the island were elated by the sight of a small American flag flying atop Mount Suribachi. The Marines had gained the summit. Later that afternoon, 5 Marines and a Navy hospital corpsman raised a larger flag. By the time the fighting finally ended, some 6,800 Americans had died, capturing the island's 8 square miles. More than 21,000 Japanese were dead. Today, a giant bronze statue near Arlington National Cemetery outside of Washington, D.C. depicts one of the most famous images from American history, the Marines raising the U.S. flag atop Mount Suribachi. The Marine Corps War Memorial is dedicated to all Marines who have given their lives in defense of the United States. An inscription on its base reads, "Uncommon valor was a common virtue." All right, so I want you to tell me your answer. Kent, what's your answer?
Iwo Jima.
Iwo Jima? All right. How about the rest of you?
Iwo Jima.
Goose, I recognize the part about the animal.
All right, I'm going to give it to the guys who had their hands up. And to the other people who listened.
I got it.
Because I like to. You have one, don't you? Truth, did you? Alright, everybody you want?
I got this one.
Okay, very good. So that's a pretty cool story. Anybody ever been? Well, actually, anybody who's with us. A couple years ago, we went to DC on our student council field trip. I think did we go there? No. I think we actually went. We actually went to the Air Force. Yeah, we went to the Air Force. But I have been there. It's very cool. All right, I'll be opening in prayer, and then I'll turn it over to the President. El Presidente. All right, thank you, Lord, for opportunity to have council today, and just pray that you bless these young people as they continue to formulate their plans and help them to just seek you and begin to understand what it means to get counsel from others and to work collaboratively as a group. Just bless them in Jesus' name, amen. All right, come on up, Isaiah.
Okay. So can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So today I thought it would be good to remind what.
Actually, guys, don't mess with your wrappers. It's making rattling noises, and you can't hear your president.
Okay. So today I thought it would be a good idea to remind what my goal was for the year for fundraising, and it was pretty much just make a lot of money. Yeah. So we did one fundraiser. We did two fundraisers, the bread fundraiser, and then we did the sub sale. And then this past month, we didn't do anything simply because we couldn't agree on something. So we're going to spend that time thinking of something so we don't miss another opportunity to make money. We need a lot of participants. We haven't had much participation, and I can confess that I haven't participated as much as I should have. Also, that's my fault. I thought it would be good to repeat this one quote that I really like. It says, "Unless someone like you cares an awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It won't." And Dr. Seuss said that. So I think if we all care about getting what we need to get done, then we'll get it done. For the senior class part, I think you got the email for the class trip. There wasn't enough participation. There was only one person who wanted to go. If you're right, that's not enough to go.
Probably not.
For the senior class trip. So we don't need to raise as much money as we would have needed to, but we still need to raise money for the graduation processes because we need to pay for a speaker and everything else. So let's get our thinking caps on and think of something that we can do.
Just as a reminder, if you guys put, a student council trip is possibly something that could still be done. Since that, if you have more people participating, you will also have the ability to cover expenses, and if it's not a terribly expensive venture. So, throwing that out there.
Okay, so
And that's what's been done the last couple of years, is seniors have kind of opted to do that.
okay, so the one option we had, nobody was interested in that. So for those who wanted to go on, that's still open. So we just need to think of something else that everyone would like to go on, because the other one, absolutely. So let's have ideas for fundraising. Oh yeah, before we do that, the one fundraiser for the expo, the yard sale or flea market or whatever, we agreed on that, and I wanted to know how many people were actually planning on giving stuff for the fundraiser, or is anybody planning to give something? And then if anybody online is planning to give something, could you put that in the box? Anybody? Somebody?
As in something to sell at the yard sale.
Yeah, something to sell. Something that's can be refurbished or something like that. Okay, let's get on with the fundraiser ideas, and then agree on one today, because last time, the communications was a little bit not settled, so. Anybody have an idea? Yes,
Maybe since it's muddy, we get too much cars, and it's getting warmer too.
wash cars? Okay. Do you think that would be like, separate, and then you just give the money? They're not like a group thing where we all meet at one place, but we do it by ourselves. Because some people,
I think it could work either way.
either way.
It
Get it
depends.
done twice as fast.
Okay, so,
Like we could all meet at one spot, and have signs out by the road, or we could do it individually. I'm not really sure.
or we could do it separately, and then people who want to do it in a group can do it
You
in a
get the
group.
option.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So I was thinking we could sell ice cream sandwiches at the field day, because at Walmart they sell them in a 12-pack and they're set 17 cents each. So we could mark up on that a lot and we'd earn a lot more from that, and probably ice cream cones and Klondike bars. So, and they're all like a few cents each, so.
Also, Walmart is doing the Little Debbie ice cream stuff. That's new, so
Okay.
that could be an option too.
Yeah.
Because they're new flavors, so basically all the Little Debbie sandwiches or whatever little treats are being turned into ice cream stuff, ice cream sandwich things. So that could be, I don't know, maybe people want to try something new. Also, I do believe if we have a lot of products for the flea market or yard sale, whatever you want to call it, it will make a lot of money, but that doesn't mean we lessen on what we're doing elsewhere. Yes.
What happened with the box sale?
The box sale, that was, it was a no-go. Any other ideas? So we have the car wash and the ice cream, and that would be with that's the flea market too? Because that's during
at the
Expo.
field day after picnic.
Yeah, if that's during Expo. Okay. So another Expo. I never heard anything more about the one family doing their separate fundraisers.
Yeah, the Valdezes said they were gonna do some soup sales and things. I don't know how much they've been able to do, I haven't heard. So,
Okay. Also, if anybody has money that they haven't given to the student council, you do that too.
from the bread sale.
Yeah. Let's see. Are there any other ideas?
So if I might make a suggestion, you know I never ate those. So based on what you said, Isaiah, you already know that as far as the senior class trip, you're not needing to have so much focus on that. So you might want to, instead of come up with multiple more fundraisers between now and the end of the year, you have one really good one, and Charity just offered another one that's pretty economical to pull off. So you have that one that, the ice cream sandwich one, that's not going to require a lot of preparation. Someone just needs to go to Sam's Club or Walmart or wherever and get the ice cream, and then make sure that you have a place to put them to keep them cold, which I think we should be able to help with that, maybe. Trying to think, you could arrange to have a fairly smallish chest freezer maybe be on site.
We have a chest freezer. Mom, if we did that, could we bring the chest freezer we have?
So you're not talking about igloos like coolers. So this is something you actually would plug into the electricity.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, someone might have access to that. Anyway, I was gonna say is that one. Even if you ended up just doing you could put them all in a freezer in the basement of the church, and then when you're ready for them, bring them out in coolers or whatever. But what I was going to say is that your other idea, and it's funny because I was just talking to Mrs. Kozolak, they did this exact thing many years ago to raise money for the yearbook and stuff, and we're pretty successful with it. But she said that the key to something like that working is advertising. So
I was, about that, I was
So
thinking-
what, all my main suggestion is that I think that's a really good idea. You probably would want to focus your efforts into that really good idea, especially since you know that you don't have to raise, like $3,000 for, a senior class trip. You're looking like maybe a day trip somewhere. I mean, and I guess you guys should go over your list. I think one of your very first student councils, you guys put together a pretty good list of ideas for what you would do as a senior council. Senior council. Yeah. That's a lawyer who's been with a firm for a long time. Your student council. So that would be my recommendation instead of trying to generate more smaller fundraisers, because right now it seems like your biggest problem as a council is your decentralization. You guys would know what that means? Well, you know what it means practically, even if you don't understand the term. Practically, it means you're very rarely all together in one place. And so that means it's difficult for you to be able to do group fundraisers because you're just not with each other and an event. So you want to maximize the times that you are. And at this point, that event's probably the biggest place that you have at least, a pretty good group of people coming, and potentially, I mean, we have kind of thought about the expo and stuff as being a little more like an open house. And now that we're not having to deal with all the COVID craziness quite so much, we're not worried about that as much. And you could actually generate interest from the local community to actually come. But that requires significant effort, but you have a good enough group. This is one of the largest student councils we've had in a long time. So you've got people who could definitely help make this happen. And when I mean advertise, I mean you can promote stuff on social media. The weekend before, start putting out signs. You don't just go home to your own garage and say, "Mom and Dad, can we get rid of that?" That means you actually go to other people and say, "Hey, my school is having a yard sale. Do you have something that you think would be worth giving?" Or not, maybe not asking that question. Do you have something you'd like to give to donate to the sale? So that's what that's my biggest suggestion is I think you would probably use your energy better
just focus
on those. Those are both really good ideas. Now, I'll also say this, since you guys weren't here, Jeremiah, when he was class president, whenever I was, what was that, 3 years ago? He tried to work on putting together a car wash. And Charity, were you in the student council then?
Yeah.
So you can correct my memory if I'm wrong, but my recollection is that it ended up being, it was a pretty logistically big feat to have to pull off, because first of all you had to find a location, and he actually even contacted Roy Rogers, I think, in Thurmont, and asked, or actually I guess it was in Thurmont, it was Walkersville, and try to work out a deal, I guess, using their water, and I can't remember how that was going to work, like maybe we would get people going into the restaurant and buying something, and anyway, it was, and then we ended up doing it just because I think the weather wasn't really very cooperative, and I actually had the fleeting thought, well, you could do a car wash here, and then I realized, I don't know if we have the water pressure for that. So anyway, that would be my suggestion, is you could really probably be pretty successful. And as I'm thinking about it logistically, you probably have a couple different options of how you could even set up for that. But you can talk more about that later.
Okay. Since probably.
With the, really to Joel, I think, with the ice cream sale, is that for Expo or for the flea market?
It's on the same day
As what?
as the flea market's on the same day as Expo, and the ice cream's on the same day.
It's like a giant fundraiser.
Okay,
It's like-
yeah, because like at Expo,
Giant
they used to be held at the fairgrounds,
Yeah.
booth, the food booth is to
Right.
support all that stuff, okay.
Yeah, so that,
So you
and
can probably
here's,
sell more things than that, right?
yeah, maybe. Basically, what I'm saying is that that's your biggest likelihood right now of the events that the school is involved in. That's the event we really try to push hard to get the families in the school to participate in. And this year, it's also a possibility you can get more attention from the community. Just because I think people are finally coming out of their COVID shells and are realizing that life goes on and it's not going to kill them to come and buy a couch at the yard sale.
So, I guess we should have someone who lives rather close here set up signs around here. Like, make signs, set them up.
Can we do like sandwich boards?
What?
They do.
Yeah.
So, would you can make the signs,
Yeah.
yeah, put them around.
We probably could get Truth to wear a sandwich board on the road.
Yes. On the highlight.
But you gotta think before the day out.
Yeah.
You gotta think about things to be done before then, and
So if the
how you
sign,
can help
the sign should basically say something like,
Ice cream sale, such
I'm
and such a
crazy.
day.
and then,
Ice cream sale,
fun-
flea market, such
and
and such
to
a
make sure
day.
that they know it's a fundraiser.
Yeah, fundraiser.
Yeah, because it's not just anything, it's to support school.
I'm gonna ask a dumb question. What is the difference between a flea market and a yard sale?
I don't know.
I don't know that there's.
I feel like
Is it just a
No.
geographic thing?
no, a flea market is usually bigger and run by multiple people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great answer.
Right.
So if that's a commonly
Yeah, but you're
understood
gonna say
thing,
it's a multi-yard
then maybe
sale.
you need to say a multi-yard sale instead of a flea
Yeah,
market.
multi-yard sale.
A big yard sale.
Maybe it would be good to agree on, prices.
Oh boy.
For what?
So
I was selling a
basically
couch, I said.
categorize different things like,
Often a flea market has vendors that are handcrafts and that kind of thing also.
Yeah. Kent had a good definition for us. That kind of went along with
Oh, I
that.
didn't hear what he said.
It's like a bigger yard sale run by multiple people. Kind of like a bazaar.
so maybe like categorize furniture and then like from prices to this, or toys prices from this to this, something like that. But we,
I have a question. Does
Not-
anyone know how much money you actually have right now?
I'm not.
It's not a good
No, I
idea.
can't get anybody to tell me. That's what I'm asking.
Well, did everybody turn in their,
Yeah, I haven't been
No,
doing
I
anything.
haven't.
okay.
I have some.
Where's the
I have it
treasurer?
here now.
Oh,
Not good someone with pressures asking how much money.
Okay.
we'll have to be on the calendar.
Yeah, I don't know, because I think we would raise some money from the
Keep-
bread
I
sale.
know we made like
that we
120
used.
something, 120.
Where is it?
So if we get flyers together, I up here like Wednesdays, so I can put out flyers and stuff.
Flyers also around the community here.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
not allowed to mail them on doors, that's illegal.
I gotta check that out, like,
You
what
just
lettering
roll
laws
them up
are.
and then you
roll them
and then you put them in the door.
Okay.
You time to a brick.
So,
That's how it's
your truth.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then Truth's just gonna make the signs up and then his sisters are gonna set them up in
Okay.
certain places. And then you'll do
You can
flyers.
knock on doors.
I can't,
You can do flyers.
yeah.
Okay. Alright, so, you said prices, the like toys, and then price range.
Listen,
It really depends on grades.
It
It
does.
does depend on
I'd say
the,
like
Yeah.
5%.
I mean,
It's a fundraiser.
you're like $95.
If we're selling like a 10 for toy, I say 50 cents. But if we're selling like limited
okay,
edition
we can do-
platinum
you can do-
Pokemon cards.
you can do small toys and large toys. Larger
Wow,
toys.
that
Large
never.
toys.
Larger toys and smaller toys.
Hey, Pokemon cards are small.
Like smaller toys are like
I think
like an action
No,
figure,
push
or
cars.
a larger toy is like a big
Like
monster trucks or something.
like that.
Very like,
$5 for 5 to 10 for larger.
or 10, or 5, 15.
So,
5 to 10.
And then like $1 to
$5. $1 to 5.
$1.05. Everyone agree?
Yes. Yeah.
Because then there's $1 overlap between small and large.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's important.
It is
It is important.
because
Because he said so.
one person just can't like, okay, this is this and this. So for a council, so you have to agree. Even though I'm the president, I'm not a dictator.
Are you?
He is.
Maybe. Okay. Furniture might be like chairs, because a lot of people don't have access
I
chairs that they want to get rid of.
I don't think anyone's going to be able to sit on a couch.
Yeah, nobody's gonna sell like a couch or something. Maybe like a small lamp stand or something.
Yeah,
I don't
bedside
know.
table.
Bedside table.
Small chairs.
Side tables and chairs.
I said we could do like, I don't know, $15.
15,
20,
15, 10 to 15.
10 to
15 to
10 to 20.
10 to 20.
20's a lot for
That's
sure.
a lot.
10
That's
to
a lot.
If they're nice chairs. And if we have the right sales pitch.
Yeah.
Which is one
I'm just gonna be our salesman, that's the thing. Going around and like,
I'll
buy
be a
this.
salesman.
Alright. Just be salesman. Let's see, what else? What other categories?
We're gonna need books.
Are you writing that down?
Oh, but
Books.
Yeah, I wanna see.
Book.
I'll copy it.
Books. Books. Yeah, books. Books.
10 to 50.
10 to 50.
Holy cow.
I am not buying your books.
10 to 15.
I'm gonna get $1.05.
I'd say 5 to
I think
10.
there should be different,
Yes.
Hardcover.
Let's do like $1 to $7.36.
Hard and what's the other?
$1 to
Soft.
$1 to $7.36.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. So, would be
Like 20.
20.
10 to
I think
5.
10 to 15. 10 to 15.
Wait, for books?
It might be a small. I would just say.
Hardback maybe 5 to 10.
I would just say.
7 to 10.
Books
How about just
expensive.
one price for the paperback? Just 5.
That's a lot for paperback.
Well, that's true.
And then
Look up what they're
Maybe like 3 to 5 for
yeah.
paperback.
So 3.
Yeah, we'll see when we get there.
And then this would be like 5 to 7.
No, I'd say 5 to 10.
5 to 8.
5 to 10.
Do I hear 11?
850. 850.
Going once. Going twice.
Yeah.
Huh?
5 to 10. 5 to 10. 5 to 10.
Yeah, 5 to 10.
For what, hardback?
Yeah.
10.
Well, we don't have to listen to this, dude. We can just.
What else? What was I about to say? Oh yeah, I was gonna say we could make like a deal like 3 for like.
That's what I was thinking.
$3 to
Deals.
$5.
Yeah, like deal.
Yeah.
Like book packs.
Yeah.
Maybe like related subjects.
Series. Yeah.
Related
Yeah.
subjects.
We have some series.
You do?
It'd be like, say,
Yeah, like buy 2 get 1 free.
Like we have a big.
the paperback.
Wait, buy one, get
so-
2 free?
Buy 2 get 1
Okay, I think
Say
we buy
you
one,
get
get 2 free. That's a good of a steal.
You guys know the school has any books that they're still trying to sell?
I don't
Because
know.
I know for a while they have
What do they have?
books.
Yeah, someone just bought us a ton of them, so all those boxes.
Oh, okay.
You can sell them.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So the deals would be like 3. 3.
$10.
3 for.
10.
But they could buy one. 3 for. Everybody agree on 10? 5. 3 for 5. Because we're trying to get rid of the stuff, not keep it.
That would be why.
3 to 5.
I mean, but we're getting everything for free, so. What other
What would that be
categories?
for hardcover or soft?
Deals for both. For both.
Okay.
I think it should be higher than
It
5.
could be a
I think it should be
combination.
higher than 5.
It could be a combination. They get to pick like 3 or the digital.
And I think for other things, we should do the buy 2 get 1.
Yeah.
For miscellaneous.
Or toys and stuff.
Yeah.
How about like board games?
Oh,
Board games.
I think games would sell well.
Board
Yeah.
games would sell.
Just make sure you have all the pieces.
No, that's why we're selling them.
Come on, man.
Clue, listen to this.
So a deal. What were you saying?
Buy 2 get 1.
You can come in here.
So
Buy 2, get 2 free.
Now buy 2 get 1 free.
Or buy 1.
yeah.
Okay, well, I have Bobo written
Yeah,
down.
don't get Bobo. Don't get Bobo.
Free. Okay. What do you see? Games?
Yeah.
He's a nice Christian man. I've only bought cars when I've been in this kind of situation.
Well, what was it?
7 to 10 maybe.
Well,
7 to
you
10?
can get like some pretty nice games. You can get brand new games from like $5 to $10.
Yeah.
But the problem with the game.
You could buy like a whole bunch of Monopoly that.
Yeah, you
like,
could go to like Five
Goodwill or
Below, just buy a bunch. And then
Games includes puzzles and stuff like that.
Ooh, that's good, that's good.
Okay, so I'll interrupt your meeting for this broadcast.
Sure.
Hey, India, you might want to write this down. I'll try to get you an exact specific number based on other things. But it looks like you have in the neighborhood, very close neighborhood, of $386.
$386.
Actually, I didn't think we had that.
So, well, you had $177.16 to start.
Oh, so we actually.
You made about 86 bucks. Well, give or take, I guess you have a little more than these yet to come in on the bake sale. And about $123.38 on
That's
the
actually not bad.
sub sales. So, that's what you had to work with, keeping in mind that some of that does go to graduation expenses.
Like the speaker. I had a question about graduation. Do we have to pay for the decorations?
That is all up to you.
I think there's a weird amount of rain.
But we have
Yeah, we have some graduation decorations.
What about the stuff that says 2022? We have to buy it.
Yeah, since last year was 2021, we don't have any 2022 stuff. So, yeah, you have to feel out your families, your people participating in graduation, what's wanted, what's needed. Your basic costs include the basic costs for graduation are usually going to include your speaker. You can try to do a gift for the speaker, and you try to hire a photographer. And you may not have to hire a photographer if you have a family relative, yeah. A dog, puppy, cat, kitten. You have a relative do it or something like that. We don't charge you a building use fee. That's
On what?
yeah, up until graduation used to be here. You have the senior class always had to pay for that. Anyway, so you probably have a couple $100 that are done in graduation. We've had families who chose to donate. If they wanted extra decorations, some families in the past have done that. That's where you have to figure out. Or you just use what's there. I mean, we don't have a lot of elaborate stuff, but
We should get crystal chandeliers
yeah,
with real gold.
you're gonna have to do something else if you want to do that. Anyway, that's what you have to work with, and it just depends what other things you want to do on your list of possible trip ideas or outing ideas.
Outing? What's an outing?
Whatever you want to call it.
What's
I
an
said we're all
outing?
going to Texas Roadhouse.
I'm clarifying because it doesn't sound like the senior class anyway is planning on taking a long road
So
trip.
where are we gonna go? Like, where are we gonna do?
We should go to Seattle.
Yes, go to Seattle.
Talk to your secretary.
Go to Atlanta.
Yeah,
Let's go
the
to the-
secretary has all that
Hey,
information.
where's that list of stuff?
It's at home,
So
but we had on it the aquarium, Sight and Sound. I think
Secondhand
the zoo
clothing.
was on
we're
there.
in clothing.
Air and Space.
Oh, let's go to,
Oh, I've got plenty
The Bible
of
Museum. That's right. There's a lot of DC things.
That's right.
That's so fun.
Yeah, thankfully they've dropped their vaccination requirements.
Who did?
What?
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
go
In
to
March they will, March 1st.
DC.
Drop. Actually, I'm sorry, no, it's already been dropped.
Is there an
If you
e-
want to get your, I'm just gonna be looking up to
And we'll talk.
Okay. Adjourn. I mean, it's not adjourn.
I was like,
Order. Okay. Okay. For clothing, secondhand clothing.
Ooh.
I mean, it could be
Are we
new.
gonna sell clothes, really? Like, I don't think that would go well.
It's just a yard sale.
I'm sorry, I just don't.
whose clothing is being sold?
Yeah.
Okay. Clothing should be
I don't think
what
that's
price?
it.
Well, it depends on the article.
Barry, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret.
Uh-oh.
My family, for our our children generally get almost all our children's clothes at consignment sales when we're buying used clothes.
That's right.
So,
So we do. Yeah.
so that is very normal. Clothes are a big deal. Now,
It's like buying. It's like a first-time buyer of a car buys a used car.
No, not every.
Not always.
I mean,
Yeah.
most.
Not
of
if
the
you're
time.
rich.
Yeah, if you got the money.
I feel very truck.
Yeah.
Wait, what now?
Okay. About
anyway, so I say is yeah. Clothes are
Clothes are big.
Those are something you could definitely do.
Clothes, shoes.
Yeah.
So clothing is like
Depends on the article program.
pants,
Yeah.
dresses,
Dresses,
stuff like that, and then
Yes, definitely listen to the girl on this, guys.
And shoes.
We could charge more for designer stuff.
We could
Okay,
charge
we'll
more
have a
for
different
designer
price for
stuff,
shoes.
like he said.
Okay, so for the clothing shoes, I choose about maybe 5 to 15, 5 to 20.
Depends on the pair of shoes. If it's name brand, then we'll charge them like 50
We're
to
talking
60.
about
Yeah, if we're talking.
I'm saying clothing, we're doing like 30 to 40.
Yeah.
If it's like North Face or Under
We
Armour.
want them to buy our shoes and not a brand new pair of shoes.
What a brand new pair of Under Armour is like 150.
Yeah.
But you can go to like a second-hand store and get them for like
Yeah, Goodwill sells them for like $10.
Because they
I
don't
know.
know. Because they don't know what they got there.
Okay,
Yeah, I bought stuff on.
Hey, I got a brand new shirt from JCPenney for $2, so you don't want to do
Okay.
$50.
Well, yeah.
so 2
Unless it's North
to
Face.
2 to 15,
$2 to $10.
2 to 10. Okay, shoes. What? Because there might be like a really expensive pair of shoes.
We could do like 5 to 20.
5 to 20.
5, 10, 5, 15.
5:15 maybe.
Yeah, 5, 15.
Okay, real quick, when we get all this stuff, I need somebody helping me price the stuff from these ranges. Okay. Okay, for miscellaneous stuff,
Okay, I can't help myself to interject. This is where you all have to be paying attention. Did you hear what your president just said
Miscellaneous.
before that?
started with an H.
Help.
Health?
Yeah, and Isaiah just brought up, this is what I was saying. This is why, and actually that throws my heart. You guys are really, like, you guys just came alive and you're working on all this. But what I'm saying is this is exactly what I mean. You have a really good idea here. You have real good potential. Now you gotta plan your steps how to get there. And what Isaiah just said is really good. He needs help. What do you need help doing?
Putting the price ranges.
Okay, and you know when that usually happens with a yard sale?
What's your question?
I said, you know when that usually happens with a yard sale?
Before.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yes, you do need prices. But that means that you're gonna have to have a set time where, first of all, I mean, you're talking about basically pricing the items that actually show up. That means that you're gonna have some planning. When's that gonna happen? Where's that gonna happen? Who's gonna do that?
Right now, all of us.
No. You didn't hear what the president said.
The secretary.
You have all your good, these are all really great categories. But the question is, what Isaiah's saying, who's going to determine whether or not you've got a,
Pair of Jordans.
that's all stuff that has to happen once you actually physically have stuff that you're actually doing.
What time does the field day start?
Field day starts at 5 a.m.
Really? That's perfect. That's like,
with a
that's
mud
what-
run.
that's when the die-hard
Let's
yard
do
sellers
it.
get out.
Okay.
Let's do it.
For
Wait,
miscellaneous.
if it rains, that's like.
Well, here's the thing.
Somebody tell me, when does the field day start?
For miscellaneous,
Five.
we need to have a high, and we're not going past that, and a low, we're not going past that. So the highest price we'll have is
$1 million.
Well, here's the thing. Miscellaneous is
No,
so
we can never-
miscellaneous that a set price is going to be.
Well, just to finish that thought, my point is that you're gonna probably have to have a day, whether it's the day before the field day, where you're gonna go through your stuff and price it, and have people do that. Now, your other option would be to potentially if you're all gathering stuff, if there's a real clear system.
If we get early, get here early on Bill Day, I think we can do it.
Do we have enough
That's why I'm
tables to
wondering
put
what
this
time
stuff
it
on?
We can put it on the ground.
We have lots of.
Well,
Where would we do it? Would we like out
we can do like this.
or in like the driveway?
Ruth or Donna, could you guys tell me what time we're starting the field day?
So maybe outside the building if it's not.
So, I would have two suggestions. One would be, I think you could do it in here. In here. You could do it in here.
Keep people from the heat of the outside if it's hot out there. Give her an air
Oh,
conditioner.
that one, our ice cream is hot.
What time, Ruth? 10 a.m. is I think when we officially open the
That was like 5.
hall. So you could we could definitely suggest to do it here, or we could potentially do it downstairs in the school basement. Down here.
That's like that.
Now, my only hesitancy in that is that it's a little harder to get into the. But if you have events happening down here, which we always have events happening down here, you would have access. So, but it depends how much stuff you have.
Does the school want to sell any stuff outside?
Yes. Oh yes.
Okay, so the school's
Probably. I mean, what do you think, Donna? We want to contribute stuff, right?
What kind of stuff are we going to?
All that wonderful NEQs downstairs.
Okay.
Now, if lots of people bring lots of stuff and then people don't buy lots of stuff.
We leave it here.
Yes, that's the contract clause. Is you all have to take it away.
Yeah, you have to take it
You have
back.
to take away twice as much as you bring.
Now, see, and here's what I'm saying. These are all details that you guys are thinking of that have to be resolved, and I'm not going to tell you the answers.
Okay. So we all agree that whatever isn't sold and you brought it, you take it back with you.
Yes.
Everyone agrees.
That is
Besides
agreed.
the ice cream. That's probably all going to be
We'll
going.
pick out on the ice cream.
Hold on. Does anybody? This is where you need to get an input from the rest of the group here. Does anybody have another idea on that?
Yes.
On what?
Anybody have
You don't
another
want
What are other ideas? What to do with the stuff you don't sell?
excess?
We burn it.
We donate to Goodwill.
That's a good idea.
Donate to Goodwill.
There's another
Yes,
idea.
we can.
Or put
because-
it all in a dumpster.
Yeah, okay. Who agrees that we should give it to an organization that's selling stuff like Goodwill or Slippers or something like that? Because instead of just taking it home where we don't want it, then just give it to someplace else that's gonna take it.
Or we buy, if somebody pulls up in a truck when they're not looking, we load it on the truck.
You know, that's stuff that you
Wonderful idea.
don't have to, resolve every detail today, but those are definitely the details you have to figure out.
Okay, write that down about the excess stuff, the ideas.
What do you want me to write? Because half of this stuff isn't a dumpster fire. You want me to write that?
Donate to Goodwill.
About Goodwill or take home.
Or we could.
Okay, about miscellaneous, what to what? Because it's basically high low. I mean, low high, low high.
Would you like 5
Five.
And 50 would be, actually, what would 50 be?
I wrote it.
15. You said 15 or 50?
15. Oh, but I would be like 20.
For what?
Couch.
Yeah.
20 for a couch?
Nobody's gonna sell a couch.
I am.
Well, this
You
is.
got one of the best salesmen with you right
This is
now.
Goodwill said they sold couches and she did it.
Okay.
But does anyone have a couch that they're willing to sell?
We have
We
tools.
have a big
Tools.
chair.
What, are we willing to sell them?
India, no.
He loves it. He's
I sleep on this.
he sleeps on it.
Is that right?
Jeez, I didn't know you slept outside.
Okay, everyone.
Yeah, I have
Tools.
He's not.
Prices for tools.
20, 30.
Wait, who's selling tools?
You are?
Like,
20 to 30.
it's not, if we get tools,
What
what
kind
is
of-
the price?
Okay, so you're covering all bases. That's
Do
good.
like
Like 2 to
15 or
2 to 20?
Can I pause? I'm running out of space on this sheet of paper.
Okay.
You know the one?
I do.
You want paper?
Okay, jewelry.
Slide my notebook down.
Jewelry.
Oh, I
I'm
actually.
selling jewelry.
1 to 5.
Wait, what?
Unless it's
Isn't
real
jewelry
diamond.
expensive stuff?
If it's something you don't want.
Normally
Or
you
it's
don't want it.
probably like
Not very good.
Nah,
that.
it's ugly.
We could rent a vending machine.
What if you have a Gucci
No,
belt?
it's just like it's
Literally,
Somebody else.
Okay, okay. I think we hit
What
all
if
the
you have
areas. Now all we need to do is decide what the end date is for getting government stuff. Or no, the end date probably would be until the expo happens, right? That would be,
Yeah, 10 a.m.
yeah,
Because they might just bring it all in.
yeah,
Like,
okay.
Wait, is that 1 to 5 or 1 to 15?
Where? So
For
say,
Yes.
say that
1 to
again.
15.
1 to 15?
When are you suggesting that everything be here by?
Everything would be here by, when it's opening at 10. So,
I know a quick way we can make $100.
so the activity
Uh-oh.
here starting at 10. So, 10, no, 11.
when they pull up in their truck.
Well, no, you can't do it after the thing starts.
Okay.
we should probably
Probably
have it all.
9,
Well, it starts at 10,
9:30.
but people aren't gonna be arriving right at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
So if you give an hour, I think we could price what we get in an hour.
Because some people might be late, other people.
The event starts at 10.
The event starts at 10, when does it end?
Means the expo hall is open at 10.
But when does it end?
Yes. Yeah, when does it end?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
That gives us like,
And we will start doing organized games at 1, and we'll eat at, let's see, we're eating at noon.
What are the organized games?
Why don't we just get rid of that and then,
why don't we do disorganized games?
Yeah, let's do disorganized. I got
Those start at 10.
I got an idea.
okay.
We could play flag football.
So, okay, I will say that
You don't want to play tackle.
I am okay with you all setting up on the day of, but you better be organized.
It will be.
Yes, sir.
Because you're not getting any help from me or Donna or anybody else.
So we just have to
Because
decide what we're doing.
Because we've got the other event stuff to work on. So it's gonna be on you to get everything set up.
What price did we decide on clothing?
So if you wanted my suggestion, I would say you
And shoes was 5.
do it the day before. But
Probably
Is it
like
on
getting
a
up
Saturday?
early.
so Saturday. Yep.
Okay.
Is
So,
there a possibility that
nine.
we could be able to be here on Friday?
we won't be able to be here on Friday. So, maybe it's 9:45. But then again, I can't guarantee that I'll be here by then.
Okay, but you use your resources. Huh? What did you say? What are those?
Wait, what?
Those are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of you in this room. Which can help make this happen.
Okay.
Friday,
So-
we do Friday.
Huh?
We're,
We get transportation, I can do it.
Okay, so talk,
Stop.
collaborate, figure out solutions.
Oh, my goodness, okay.
So who can be here on Friday?
yeah, who can be here on
This
Friday?
Friday?
No.
The Friday, the
The
day
night
before.
before.
Yes, let's set up the flea market this Friday.
Wait, it takes place in March then.
March
No,
7th.
May.
Am
No,
I here to June?
July.
Yes.
August.
It's May 7th.
May 7th. So yes, I probably.
You've got a couple months on it.
Right, so
What's the date?
That's
we're
so
on
far.
May 6th. So
That's so far in the future. I'm not even thinking about that day.
Wow.
I'm gonna.
Right.
We're thinking about
on the
right now.
calendar.
It's on your school calendar.
I'm thinking about next week.
What's school
I'm not even
calendar?
thinking about it.
What time will we be there?
That's what I'm doing.
I will probably get here around 10:30.
Like, Friday.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, any of us can make it, we just decide on time.
Yeah, and I could probably.
Meaning setting up the tables and stuff, right?
But if we're doing that here, all we'll have to do is just lay
These tables
stuff on
are
the desks, right? Or we couldn't really move these.
You can move these.
Oh, it's whatever.
Just to the
You
middle.
can organize them. You can turn
Oh,
them
yeah.
to use them. We have other tables, but
Oh, that's a good question. He said movies.
Movies?
We plan on selling those?
Oh yeah, we never did games.
That's right.
What's games?
Games are recreational activities.
Let's do one that.
1 to 15. How about 1 to 10? Because 15 is kind of a little much for a game.
Yeah.
Depends on the game.
Depends.
If it's like a PS5 chip,
Yeah, video games or board games.
Are we gonna
who's
do
gonna be one to solve video games?
electronics?
Wait, you actually
Yeah,
have
video games.
Who's gonna solve video games? That's what I'm thinking.
Do you have video games?
I don't know. Well, that's just miscellaneous. I don't know. Did you write all this down?
What? August?
All this down?
All this down.
Yes.
August 7th, yep.
I'll write down there.
And make sure everyone gets an email and they know about it.
Alright.
We're in August 7th.
He told me to.
And we need to figure out who.
Nick, he told me to.
I told
To be here.
Right August 7th.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Okay. How about since we know what the prices are,
Let's make it this
I don't know, how does that work if we self-price it from the ranges? Like if, say I have shoes, clothing in a game, I judge from the
Yeah, that's
prices
the
that
other way to do it.
Yeah, I think that would be better instead of it all coming here and we're like, okay, what's this, real quick. I think it would be better that,
Well, what if we get stuff from people outside of the studio council?
then, so you would accumulate that yourself and then you'd also price it. Yeah.
Wait, we're getting endorsements?
No. So, Ken, right, also that the pricing, self-pricing from the prices given.
So you price it right now?
Yeah.
Alright.
Given from the prices.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll email out the prices.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's about it.
And movies?
Movies, what was that? Oh, yeah. Yeah, movies.
How about like 5 to 10?
I don't care.
2 to 5.
Oh, movies.
2 to 5.
3 to 5.
Nice 5 work.
Yeah, make sure the movie works. I don't think somebody wants to be watching a scene and then it just. Okay. I think we have everything. Ken, you have everything? Movies? And
Yes.
Thank you so much to take a look at that.
You can send on my phone.
Just writing it down.
Wait, only 5? 2 to 5?
What, for jewelry?
Movies.
Oh,
No, the
movies.
jewelry should go more
Yeah.
for that.
Well, jewelry's 1 to 15.
Oh, 1 to 15, okay, that's.
You can go up there.
Yeah.
Should I send the picture out?
You can.
Maybe I should go in the middle
Is
there.
Ken writing stuff down?
Ken's gonna,
You know.
I've been telling you this.
Ken's gonna put it together in a nice email, right, Ken?
Sure is.
I don't know how much it'll be.
You might even, yeah, if it's gonna be a guide to pricing the stuff for the thing, you might even put it in a, nice guide.
Okay, and then you're doing the flyers,
I can, yes.
okay, and then you can write the sign. And then
Sandwich board. True need. True need to a sandwich board.
I need you
and
in
then
a
the ice cream, you basically just have to get it free in here.
Yeah.
Who's planning on bringing ice
We
cream?
can figure out what we're gonna do. We can probably sell it like in the basement.
Probably.
How much do they
Or
have?
we could just have it in the freezer and then have just
Yeah.
cold and cooler down.
Yeah.
Might have you contribute a little bit for the paper docs.
And also, it does make sure that you write down that it doesn't have to be your own stuff. You can gather stuff.
You can steal it.
No.
Sounds cool.
You don't need to sign still name, right?
Hello.
Yeah.
May.
Or no, I think we should write it down so many people know about it.
If people can get me, I guess 80, if you get me a flyer, other information, something that's good for putting up on social media or emailing around, we can do that too.
Is he designing it or should I design it? Because he's doing the signs, right?
Yeah, she's doing the signs too. But the signs are just for here, so I don't.
Wait, are we actually doing body boards?
Huh?
Are we
No.
doing like body boards?
Who's going to start?
Like a sandwich board?
I
Like a sandwich board. Oh. Are we allowed?
I mean, maybe if you want to stand out in front of the driveway,
He does.
The Sawyer's not gonna do that.
then that can be useful.
Yeah, I don't know that you have to do it.
You can have one of those boards that you.
You might also consider a couple other ways of promotion. A lot of radio stations, local radio stations.
Wait, what?
Will do what they call community circles for public service announcements, where they will promote local events in the community.
Doesn't the WCFS have a radio station?
We have a radio program.
Yeah, program. What do you mention there?
Here?
Maybe. What I would recommend you do is that I can give you the contact information for the general manager of the station and ask him to put it in his family circle and, not family circle, community circle, and do it that way. I mean, they're also, like the Catoctin magazine publishes a lot of community events as well. Local media outlets, you can get information about it too.
Did you write that in an email later?
Huh?
You send it in an email later?
Will I send it in an email?
Because you said you would write stuff down.
I said I would write it down? No, I didn't say I would write it down.
Aha!
I said if I could get someone, the general manager's information, meaning that one of the student council officers contacts me and says, Mr. Joel, can I have the information for the local radio station? And then I'll do that.
Okay. You're twisting his words.
Yeah, we're not gonna impeach you for slander. I'll take over.
I think that's all that needs to be discussed. Does anybody think of anything else that needs to be discussed with this, concerning this?
Who's bringing the ice cream?
Who's bring, oh yeah.
And also the prices for the ice
Ice
cream.
cream, ice cream.
Okay, ice cream.
Ice cream.
Dollar.
A dollar.
A dollar.
What if it's a Klondike? We're doing 6.
Yeah, if it's Klondike, we're doing 5.
Maybe we should do like $1.50.
$2.
Only, yeah, $2.
$2.
$2.
Klondike
Because it's
bars,
Klondike.
they cost 62 cents per bar.
Oh yeah, we
Get some money.
So that means we
So
make
can mark
40
up
cents.
a lot. I don't know if we can do it.
That's a steep income. I say we do $2.
yeah, $2.
$2 for everything.
I say there's no set prices and we let the people haggle.
How are we gonna make it?
We'll like size them up, see how rich they are, and they'll be like,
Even better,
Maybe
Ken.
like 150.
Just put a plate of Klondike bars out there in a cage.
150.
Watch them melt. You can say, "Ah, look at those beautiful Klondike bars, just melting away." Can't you find it in your heart to free one? $2.
It's like a
It's a perfect sales
Okay. Excuse me. Okay. 150. Raise your hand.
For what?
Say aye. For those. For
Ice cream.
I say we do
Ice
that.
cream sandwiches?
Whoa. Ice cream sandwiches, $1.50. And Klondike too.
Ice cream sandwiches.
I say
Ice cream sandwiches are really small.
17.
Yeah, just.
So we're planning on making $1.50 on that?
I don't know if you can work out that much.
I think we should do $1.
$1. I think we should.
if everything only costs like 60 cents, we're making a good
The
portion.
ice cream sandwiches cost 17 cents.
So we're
Who did this
making,
math?
we're making 80.
I say we do $1.
Extra.
Yeah, I think we should do $1 for the ice
Yeah,
cream.
$1 for ice cream.
I think.
$1 for ice cream.
And then
Everything.
also for the Klondike bars, there are lots of different flavors. There's like
There are.
Heath and Reese's.
Heath, I can't stand Heath. I hate Heath.
Cookies and cream.
Then we should do $2.
I don't think there should be a different price for each flavor. I think.
I know, but like, should we buy different flavors?
Oh, yeah. People like options.
Yeah, which ones do you guys like?
Mint chocolate chip vanilla.
Maybe we should take a poll, a public poll. and
A
see
public
what
poll.
the most liked flavors are. Maybe you should do that. Like, I'm sure there's been some study on flavors or something. And then judge it off of that. So, are you buying ice cream?
Yeah, we should.
Okay. All right. So I think that's everything. If anybody thinks of anything else, Vice President.
Vice President.
What?
Would we do that? Ice cream ones that they sell like chocolate.
You mean the pre-made ones?
Yeah.
You mean like the drumsticks?
Yeah. And they're 46 cents each.
I think $1 for everything is pretty
Should I be
good
writing
for
this stuff
making.
down?
Yes, Ken.
Right, and maybe like 150.
She gave you the paper like that, right?
Okay, 150 for Klondike bars. Everyone.
I gave you
150 for Klondike bars. Say aye if you agree.
I said that a whole lot more.
Aye,
I,
It's agreed.
And how many should we buy?
What?
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Holy
40.
40? Are you planning on supplying like a,
40 what?
40.
I don't know, an army base?
Maybe 40 is, I don't know.
40
Because-
bars?
I don't think we'll be able to sell 40. Well, I don't know.
I'll buy like
Maybe.
Mr. Joel,
36.
do you have an opinion on this?
Yes, Mr. Gold.
How many ice cream sandwiches and Klondike do you think we could be able to sell?
I think you probably can hold off on buying until we can give you better numbers of who's coming.
Okay.
That is a very good
Okay.
He's
So,
got all the answers.
I would say that historically, we probably had between 65 to 70 people here, 75, 80.
Yeah, then we need to get them on.
anyways,
If you promote this heavily enough,
we'll have to buy 1,000.
you'll potentially get a lot more people.
So we said Klondike $1.50 and sandwiches $1.
Sandwiches $1.
Yeah.
Klondike $1.50. Ice cream comes with the drumsticks, the pre-made ones.
The drumsticks, yeah.
Is $1.
A drumstick for $1?
Well, I think it should be $1.50.
Yeah, the drumstick would be $1.50.
I say 2.
All agreed on drumsticks, 150. Say aye.
$2.
Majority
No.
I agree with you, but we just gotta
I
go
think
with it.
that is everything. Unless
I would
somebody
sell
brings up
for
something else.
Compromise.
No. Okay. Meeting is
See.
adjourned.
God,